G'day, I am back from holidays, and you can see there's only 21 hours left for me to play this one, so let's jump in and have a look at the weekly challenge before it goes away. So, it's the weekly challenge of the 28th of August. Unzoned, so houses and destinations can appear anywhere, always fun. Start with one motorway, no more offered. Rough, speed limits decreased on bridges, so that could make it a little bit tough. But let's see. So, yes, it is currently, as I am filming this, it is midday in Melbourne. So it's 12 p.m. in Melbourne. I arrived home. I landed at 8 a.m. this morning, so 4 hours ago. From my 14-hour flight from, where was I? San Francisco, where I only slept like waking up and falling back to sleep at most 3-4 hours on that flight. So it was 14 hours, and that flight took off at 11:30 p.m. in San Francisco. I arrived in San Francisco at about 9, and that was from a 4-hour flight from Mexico City that took off at 5 p.m. Mexico City time. After having woken up at 6 a.m. in Mexico City. So, so what would that be? So that would be, we'll go a little bit later. Let's say I woke up at 7. So 10 hours awake, followed by a 4-hour flight, 14 hours, followed by a 3-hour layover, 17 hours, followed by a 14-hour flight, 27 hours, is that right? If I done my math right there. Followed by another 4 hours. So I'm at about 31 hours on 3 hours sleep. So it'll be an interesting experiment to see how well I do that. Also, having not played the game for probably the longest period of time I've gone without playing it in about 2 years. But I can report that I had a very fun trip. People of Mexico are absolutely lovely. Very patient as well with severely ordinary Espanol being thrown at them. Incredible food as well. That yellow house right there makes life a lot better than what we've been staring down the barrel of for the guys heading that way. I only have the 2 yellow houses on this circular guy down the bottom, which seems a bit dangerous, but I don't think anyone else is close enough to worry about it at the moment while he's still sort of not a threat, because we could receive a house anywhere at this stage. That guy on the right should be okay with 3 houses for a while, I'd say. These 2 blue houses in the center at the top, I could also have them scaled down to meet our square friend on the left. He does need more support. I mean, he's not going to be able to go for too long with just the 1 house. Oh, that's a really nice get there. Those who have been to Mexico City, or those considering going, the best food that I ate in Mexico City, for those curious, if you've been there and want to see if you can match what I did. I had a whole bunch of places marked on my map for where I wanted to go to eat. Guru Maps is what I use when mapping trips there's a free little plug for Guru Maps. I absolutely love it. You can download the maps. You can put markers on it anywhere you want, and you get to have little symbols, and so you can have your phone operating in flight mode, and still have your map telling you where you are and what's what. So I absolutely love it as a map program. So what I was doing is, as we visited different food places, I gave them a rating out of 10 of like what we thought of them. And only 2 places that I had on my map ended up scoring 10 out of 10s. So it was Taqueria Orinoco. Spell that Taqueria space Orinoco. Like, always had a line outside, but always moved quick and was great food. Tacos mainly, but the way I would describe it is, to me, it was almost like In-N-Out burger, but for tacos. Like, it had that similar feel to it, that it was just a very simple menu, but they did what they did well. So definitely recommend that one. The other one, go bridge, was Disney Taco Motora. So Tizne space TACOMOTORA. I have no idea where I found this place. Like, I'd marked it on my map, but I don't know where. My guess is that I watched a random YouTube video and someone ate there, and I was like, oh yeah, that looks okay. Because otherwise, I like all the other TV shows and things that I watched that I got recommendations from. None of them line up for it. But it was great. And they had an ice cream taco that was out of this world. One thing I found in Mexico, and I don't know if anyone can confirm this as a thing, but I found that you always had to ask for the check. No one ever just brought you the check or even asked you if you were ready for the check. And I couldn't tell if that was just sort of like the way they do things, that like, is it impolite to actually just say, like, would you like the check? Do you always wait for someone to say, like, okay, I'm ready for it? It didn't seem to matter where we were. I don't like the setup I now have for this orange and green. I suppose I could go... No, there's no way. Unless I turn the orange around and say we do this sort of setup. Oh my goodness, yellow. This green circular guy down the bottom, he needs help. I mean, he's just got such distance on everyone trying to get to him. Possibly what we should do is turn him around and use these 3 guys rather than all the guys on this side. There's 2 yellow guys. Oh, there we go. It's a better yellow guy for this one. I was gonna say there was these 2 yellow guys on this side, but really didn't have the room to cut through to get over here. The other place I'll shout out food-wise, actually, I did spend a couple of days down in Playa del Carmen as well. Best place that I found to eat in Playa del Carmen was El Fugon, which was L space F-O-G-O-N, I believe it was. And they had a thing called Taco Loco, which was like 4 different kinds of meat and Oaxaca cheese, which I'd never had Oaxaca cheese before. And holy cow, that is some amazing cheese. And that was the first thing we ate when we arrived, but then we sort of went on a 2-week circle of the Yucatan Peninsula and came back and had it again just to see if it was it just that it was the first thing we ate, and now that we'd eaten other things it wouldn't sort of stack up as well. Nah, still amazing. Okay, so that's a nice get, this guy up here, because that'll now sort of save that guy a bit. But now we need to get someone to up here, which I guess is going to be these two orange guys there. We can have them run up that extremely unused what is an extremely unused green line. I can't imagine any of these greens are actually going to be making any moves because I've got these three guys on this side to cover for it now. Well, I would definitely say that what I've got set up here isn't great. But I mean, in part it's because of this just sort of scattering of things that we get, and that we only get one motorway. But basically, every house is just sort of... We've got to run from one house to... like, to an area. It's sort of... We're not getting groups of houses together to sort of just move suburbs to spots. Okay. So, I feel like what I should do here... I don't know, let's just run him all the way up. Like, what I could do is connect... well, there's these two yellow houses here. I wonder if there's a way I can get them across. I mean, I had the same problem when I had this one yellow on the right. But again, we're not really using this part of this road. Like, these greens aren't needing to use this section that much. You can see there's that one guy beyond him. Let's just flick this around here. It'd actually be really nice to make that a roundabout, but that's not really a roundabout material spot there. Let's turn this green around too. That circular guy there is in a bit of a struggle. And we've got some setups like this pink on the middle on the right hand side that is just one house for one circular destination. Like, that surely will come crumbling down for us at some point. I mean, he's incredibly close to that one house, so it might not be the house that sinks us though. I'd imagine someone else is gonna complain before that guy does. I do like this, this map style where there's just sort of no rhyme or reason for where houses pop up. It does really give you a different sort of challenge to what you otherwise normally see. So it's an interesting get, having this guy pop up on this line. Because we already had a lot of greenhouses on this line for the circular guy. But he doesn't really need them because he is just operating usually with these guys at the top. So I don't know if what I should do is just disconnect this road that runs between the circular green down the bottom and the square green, so that all these houses on the right can just focus on the square. But I mean, at the moment, it doesn't feel like there's enough demand for either of them. That closest houses to the square guy are to the right of the square guy. The closest houses to the circular guy are north of him. So they're not... Their regular usage guys are actually two separate groups. It's only in case of emergency will they actually send someone across to the other side. See this pink down here in the bottom right. He's struggling with his demand. I mean, what we could do is, sorry, did I pull him off that road? What we could do is just sort of connect that down. And someone can go help him out. So that connection also means that not only can pink guys go between both the top and the bottom pink site, it actually means that so can the red between this guy down the bottom and that guy at the top. Which I don't really like guys having to share. We've got 95 road tiles, so let's just slot that guy in too to give that circular red in the top a few more options. You can start to see that this circular pink in the middle and the right isn't coping with just his one house either. Again, no real easy way to get someone in there to him. Although he's just come back and cleaned it up again. So now that's two circular greens that are sharing down the bottom there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a roundabout in there. To sort of, I mean, we've got enough roundabouts, may as well use one of them. Alright, with this bit here, let's just sort of swing this slightly further out. And then we'll get these three guys to come down here. Help that dude. This is a really weird map. Like, it just feels like we're just trickling away. Like, we've had no one getting any real disaster yet. I mean, it could still just be that it's such early days, but sort of, it's just cruising along. Not stressing itself out. This yellow in the bottom right-hand corner, this guy down here, I don't like him for position of yellows in relation to him. They're all very far away. And that yellow at the very top, I feel like I should actually relocate him to help out this yellow on the top right. This house in the top to help out that guy because he's only got the one house looking after him and it's not super close. Like, it's okay close, but far enough away that it could cause problems. But with all of this, you can just sort of sit and wait and hope to get lucky that an empty gap will get the exact house you need for that section. There you go, he's now circular. So let's rip up this road. Give him that second house. I still do have my motorway, but I feel like I shouldn't be using it. It should really be in an emergencies case that I've got it on hand. Man, do those bridges run slow. So, if I connect this green to here, I reckon I can then rip that up, separate that green out. That blue at the top, I feel like he's going to have issues since he's only got the two houses, and they've got a really long bridge to get there. To the point that I feel like I should go like trying to reduce it, but Like, I feel like that blue's problems could be solved with a motorway. We do need a fix for him because he's certainly who's sinking. Also, I should move this blue house to face that way because he's now immediately the closest guy. Let's just at least get these guys up there to just help clean that up a little bit. Yellow down the bottom's doing badly too. Alright, because in this bottom lot down here, this red house at the top is closer than that red house, we can use a traffic light in there because then they can just cut through faster. But you can see how many cars are moving on this road. This yellow really needs to be, like, sort of removed from everything else. But his houses all sit up here in the central section. What we could do is we can try just cutting 3 more yellow houses onto that road, and we'll just make that connection. Just in case, like, I mean, the fact that there's only the one yellow car going from those left-hand guys are just connected sort of suggests it isn't to do with capacity, it's just distance traveling to get there is his problem. Alright, you can see we've solved the problems of blue at the top. But, I mean, that could easily come back as soon as we get rid of that motorway. The good news is we don't have to get rid of the motorway. We can get rid of it when we need to. But otherwise I can just sort of use it. I suppose, though, if we don't get rid of it until we need to, then we're going to hit a problem that it might take a little while for it to remove it if there's a car on the go. Okay. The interesting placement for that yellow. I mean, this one yellow house on the right in the top could easily manage that square guy for a while, but it would then mean we'd have to remove him supporting the yellow circular guy, because that yellow guy's circular, he probably needs much more attention. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that motorway for now, just to send this guy back to the other two. If he had 2 more blue houses on this yellow section down the bottom, that could possibly do, sorry, in this little peninsula bit, that could possibly sort out this blue in the top left, but I do feel like we need more yellow houses. Yellow houses are in a very weird scatter at the moment. I mean, along with everyone else, but it seems like yellow and green are the two that are really struggling with this. Green down the bottom's not looking great. Yeah, this blue here is back to struggling. Like, that we do have to send them straight back up. This green up here needs some support too. So many roundabouts. We turn those yellows out that way. And then sort of I guess do that. This road down the bottom, though, is my traffic jam point. It's a problem that needs to be solved. I mean, this yellow on the right-hand side too, he's becoming a problem too. He shouldn't need to share with the other guy. This new blue, he should be right for a while with that one house. But yellow is my problem. Let's just run these two guys up. Let's get them going, because you can see that those guys are both sort of, all four of those cars are immediately on the move. Just says that these guys just need more houses helping them. And yellow down the bottom's looking terrible too, and he's got a bunch of houses that are just for him. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. 7, 8. It's orange up here. He's starting to look a little worse for wear. I think he's only got the one house supporting him. Got to figure out where to get extra assistance for him. Let's say I could run a road from this roundabout up, but that would connect more than just that orange. There would be other colors that would be connecting that we don't really want pulling that support. But I feel like we've got to do it just to... Well, I suppose if these guys both just turned there, we can maybe just do that. Just let that guy have those 2 extra houses. And we'll turn that yellow guy down so that he's still going this way. Because the only other red that was using all this was just this red on the far left. Which now basically he can just stay all the way to that left side, that he's not going to be bothersome to anyone else. Roundabout in here would be great. I'd love to get rid of that blue house there. We do that. Just turn that guy down for a second too to help this guy out. Because they're so close, I think that possibly they might be able to fix it. And we've got that orange there. Oh, we've got this orange at the top here too that needs help. Again, I'd love to get this orange across, but I feel like doing that is going to let these pink guys start to sort of assist too. I don't think I've got a choice at this point, so we'll send him across. You can see that this guy, this red here is actually in the top, is very much in control. So let's just turn this one house around too. Get him connected. Just so we get a few extra guys helping out. Though it might be too late that this orange dude down the bottom's gone anyway. Yeah, you can see there was an orange car that rode through that. So having them sort of connected, it wasn't gonna fly. But for coming back, that feels like an alright score. Top 20%. Wow. Apparently not. Apparently everyone is just casually strolling through that one. I guess there's a bit of luck involved in that too, about where you get your houses. But there we go. I'm back. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.